knows how to lead oneself. It means self-discipline. In the eating, sleeping, mating, and defending, one has to have self-discipline. In this case, in the context in which you're asking the question, you're asking where a leader should be going somewhere. But we say the goal of our leadership is the source, to come back to the source of our existence, to come back to that source which is eternal, full of unlimited knowledge and bliss. So how are we getting there? How are we coming back to the self? How are we waking up to the self? Well, we have a discipline. We say constant praise and thanksgiving, and our leadership, our supreme leader, our source is at the center of our spiritual practice. Our source is at the center of our discipline. The goal of our spiritual practice is reunion, reawakening to our source. It's known by many names, but it's within and beyond all names. But one thing we have in common with just about any other so-called source is that it should be eternal. It should be eternal. It should be omnipresent, omniscient, omnipotent. This is the goal of our leadership, and we're leading ourselves first. So we say at the center of our praise and thanksgiving is this source. It's at the center of our prayers, our center of our study, our sacrifice, our service, our right association and meditation is this source. The goal is to get back to the source. We fell down from this source. We didn't fall down from ignorance. We fell down from infinite intelligence, infinite bliss, unspeakable ecstasy. These are some of the attributes of our source. Now, praise and thanksgiving. And as we engage in this praise and thanksgiving, we can realize our blessings all around us. This further inspires us to continue. Our praying for leadership, actually praying that we can stay on the right path, this path of truth, righteousness, love, and peace. And this purifies us. We say we are suffering by our own doing. This is what we mean by karma. Karma is our own doing. We're simply reaping what we have sown. And oftentimes, because we do believe in reincarnation, this is our ancient ancestral belief. So we're carrying our blessings or our cursings into the next lifetime. See? So one says, well, why should that baby suffer? What did the baby do last lifetime? We can speculate about it, and we can have some reasonable understanding of why this is true. So we're simply reaping what we have sown. So we say you have your prayer, praise and thanksgiving, your prayer, studying about our Supreme Being, no matter who we are or what religious belief we might have. But we say they're like an 18-wheeler. It has a number of different gears. So according to the terrain that we're on, according to the condition that we find ourselves in, we might use praise and thanksgiving. We might use 1 or 2 or 3, maybe all 8 of those, all 9 of those. But we can be in constant thought about the Supreme. The business is to always think about the Supreme. The teaching in a nutshell for this leadership is to always remember and never forget the Supreme. So we have that constant praise and thanksgiving, prayer, study, sacrifice, service, right association, meditation. So chanting the holy names, wherever we are, whatever name we have for our Supreme Being, we chant the holy name. So how can this help us get back to the source? We say that we're out of harmony with the source because of our contamination. Our consciousness is contaminated because we identified the material body to be the real self. The material body is not the real self. The material body is contaminated. It's what? With anger, lust, greed, illusion, madness, and envy. So constant remembrance of our source. And as we said, we constantly remember by our spiritual practice, which is prayer, study, praise and thanksgiving, prayer, study, sacrifice, service, right association, and meditation. So we engage in calling out the holy name, whatever name we have, and we offer everything. All that we do, all that we offer, all that we give away, all austerities that we perform, we do it as service, surrender, submission, offering to our supreme being. We chant the holy name. So what? How can this help us get back to the source? We say that we're out of harmony with the source because of our contamination. Our consciousness is contaminated because we identify the material body to be the real self. The material body is not the real self. The material body is contaminated. It's caught with anger, lust, greed, illusion, madness, and envy. So constant remembrance of our source. And we, as we said, we constantly remember by our spiritual practice, which is prayer study, praise and thanksgiving, prayer study, sacrifice, service, right association, and meditation. So we engage in calling out the holy name, whatever name we have. Call out the holy name, and we offer everything. All that we do, all that we offer, all that we give away, all austerities that we perform, we do it as service, surrender, submission, offering to our supreme being. And doing this, we find that we're more and more always thinking about our supreme being. As we said, the whole thing, the whole spiritual practice is revolving around always thinking about the supreme being, the source of our very existence. Really, it's the common source of all of us, no matter which species of life we might identify with. We all have a common source, and this common source is pure energy, pure spirit, pure vibration. The very source of energy, frequency, and vibration is our supreme being. And this is the goal of our leadership. This is the goal of our life. To wake up, come back to union with our supreme being. And in doing this, now we can start, the more we pursue or awaken on this path, the more we start experiencing the peace in this present moment, the contentment of this present moment, this fulfillment of this present moment. And we start living in the present moment, not in so-called yesterday and tomorrow, but in this present moment. So our spiritual practice is bringing us back to the source of our very being, which is in this present moment, right now. Eternity is now, in this present moment.